Page number 10. Going to chant. Okay, start. Yamangalam Dwadasahi Jaindayensu Sadevaka Suttanam Nadika Chandi Attade Sanja Mangalam Desidan Dewa Devena Sabba Baba Vinasanam Sabaloka Idataya Mangalam Dampanamahe Evam Mesudam Ekam Samayam Bhagava Savatiyam Viharati Jedawane Anata Pendikasa Arame Athako Inyadara Devada Abhegandaya Radiya Abheganda Wana Kevala Gaban Jedawanan Obasadawa Yena Bhagava Denuba Sangami Uba Sangami Dawa Bhagavandam Abhiwadadawa Eka Mandam Atasi Eka Mandam Tidako Sadevada Bhagavandam Kataya Ajabasi Ahudeva Manosaja Mangalani Ajaindayo Aganka Mana Suttanam Brohi Mangala Mudamam Asevana Cha Balanam Bandidanam Cha Sevanam Puja Cha Puja Niyanam Edam Mangala Mudamam Patirupa Desa Vasocha Pobecha Kata Punyada Ada Sama Panidija Edam Mangala Mudamam Baho Sajanja Seipancha Vinayocha Suseikito Subhasita Jaya Vaja Edam Mangala Mudamam Mata Pidu Upatanam Buddha Darasa Sangaho Anagula Jakamanda Edam Mangala Mudamam Dananja Dhammacariyaja Nyadagananja Sangaho Anawajani Kamani Edam Mangala Mudamam Aradi Viradi Baba Majapanaja Sayamo Abamadoja Dhamesu Edam Mangala Modaman Karawaja Niwadoja Sandotija Gadinyuda Kalena Dhamma Sawanam Edam Mangala Modaman Khandija Sawa Jasada Samanananja Dasanam Kalena Dhamma Sagacha Edam Mangala Modaman Tamboja Brahmachariyanja Ariya Sajjana Dasanam Nibbana Sachikriyaja Edam Mangala Modaman Buddhasa Loka Dhammeyi Jaitan Yasana Gampati Asokan Virajam Khemam Edam Mangala Modaman Edadi Sani Gadawana Sabata Mabrajida Sabata Sutenga Chandi Dande Sam Mangala Modaman Mangala Sodan Neti Down Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Yesterday, did you notice that I had a slip of the pen? One word misspelling, Bhagawa, B-H, right? I use quite often whenever I teach, And also, in the traditional teachings, talking about something or taking an example, on the tip of my tongue quite often. And I asked my friends, he said, college teacher, he's Scottish. He's a Scottish. He's geography teacher. Lives in Wayne. He usually come to me to discuss Dhamma. What about you? I usually have, whenever I talk about this, about something, I usually happen on the tip of my tongue. He said that, yeah, quite often. He said that I'm also quite often. Also here, yesterday, what happened? Oh my goodness. BHA bird. Aspera now. You can see Aspera now? In English, that's why in English, to learn about Pali in English much better. BH. H is how many? Ka, ko, ngo. How many H? 2. Dudiyakra and Chatautakra. You can see? Ka, ga, right? That is H with H. In English, aspirate now. Aspirate consonants. The sound is a little bit stressed, right? Gosa. In Pali, gosa. Bhagawa. Bhagavado. No? That's normal, and it naturally happens. No need to deliberately Bhagawa, no need to do it. No? So it's interesting. Interesting is a language, right? The Indian language. Interesting. Bhagawa, Kamadi, Kamaniyan, Kamadi, Bhagawa. So here, Bhagawa, H with H, bird, 3 planes. 3 planes, Kama, Rupa, Arupa. Ga, going around. The going is grammatically going. So we use this taken around the words or subjects to. The Bhagawa is the one who has vomited. One who has vomited all the mental defilements, especially cravings, which is the cause of suffering, subject to taking around the three worlds, kama, rupa, arupa. So, it makes us repeated, round off repeated birth and death. It makes us round off repeated birth and death. That's when the Buddha, the blessed one, the Bhagawa, he has already washed away all the mental defilements. He has already gone, so he has already gained to his own liberation, asankata, unconditioned state, right? Unconditioned state. So I noticed that, oh my goodness, what happens? One word is omit. So actually, H. Bhagawa. And yesterday, what's different between human being and mankind and animal? What's different? Yesterday, I give you a sample about my Kapiya, American. He said that one day, I can't do anything. I can't eat anything. That's not interesting, right? That's not interesting. That's why I make it a sample comparing to animal, his pet, right? But I just want to power up one's own potential, to open up new possibilities. Think about it. People are precious, but different situation that is prepared or not prepared. Think about it. Everybody needs. You already know that Bahudeva Manosaja, not only humankind, mankind, but also deities. Akanka mana suttanas. Desire what is good. Everybody needs happiness. Everybody needs good things. Nobody needs suffering. Think about it. That's why just different situation that's prepared and not prepared. Manosa. Mana. Osa. Mana means knowledge. Osa means Aslan great supreme, higher. Manosa, mankind, humankind. So what's different between mankind and animal? What's different? Yesterday, I give you examples compared to, right? The owner of pet, he eats spicy food together with his part. The same food, spicy food. And he knows, he got the taste, hard taste. Spicy, the taste spicy, the taste hard. And also the part, also, he got his heart. But different. When I explain the kapia, that spicy is, according to Abhidhamma or ultimate reality, Tejo Dhatu, fire element. Spicy is what kind of element? Tejo Dhatu, fire element. But he knows, he got understand right away. But his part cannot know. Animals, they cannot understand ultimate reality, but according to science, the dog can study 200 subjects. According to science, 200 subjects can learn about, they can learn about the dogs. But they cannot know what is wholesome state, wholesome, kusala, what is akusala. They cannot know. What is different, what is the same? Sleeping, eating, and sensual enjoyment, the same. Three kinds, the same three kinds. Human and animal. But human, what is better than animal? Here, manosa, manaosa. Whenever we read about Pali or Sanskrit, almost they are combination words. That's why manosa, two words, combination of two words. The compound word, the compound manosa, the compound word manosa is combined mana and osa. Mana means knowledge, osa means higher, higher than animals and others. The chance, especially chance, more than deities. You can become a monk. The deities cannot. Different chance. Think about it. Ability and opportunity, different. They just enjoy the result of their past karma. Deity and divine. Divine means Brahma. Divine abode. No sensual pleasure. Rupa and arupa. And slasher words, kinds of slasher word within sensual pleasure world. The kinds of slasher realms. That is deities, angels. Spatial or slasher or terrestrial, many angels, many deities. They are included in sensual world, except divine abode, Brahma world, non-sensual world. So Manosa, you need to know human. In general context, Sanskrit and Pali. In reality, in rationalities, the term implies a being, human being, capable of rational thought, moral responsibilities, and deliberate action, or volitional activities in Pali Jidana. The most important factors. Jidana, karma or sankhara. Karma or sankhara. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, you are learning about Abhidhamma. And the first 1 to 6 is previous. And 7, the next. So 7, 1, and 6 plus 1. 7. Javana represent feelings. 1 to 6 is we will call sankhara. And then 1 is karma. Sankhara or karma. Sankhara or karma. The analytical point, what is implied is the same, Cetana. Both of them are called Cetana, but different period. Time process different. It's really profound. But it is that we are what we are already in. That we are in what we are already in. Without practice, it is not easy to understand because it depends on concentration power. You need to keep going on, go into practice, actual practice. It's not easy to theoretical way to understand. Time process so fast. Simultaneously, a dynamic counterpart of depersonalization process. Sankhara. So manosa knowledge. Manosa means to be capable of scrutinizing what is beneficial, what is wholesome, and what is unwholesome. And distinguishing between wholesome and unwholesome state. That is called manosa. That is called manosa. Here, we are just still talking about Asivanacha Palana, the first point. A lot of things to explain, to make sense. What does it mean? Multiple points of view, technically, systematically, canonically. Not only chanting, but also practical applications. That's why, who is foolish? we need to get a good look at some incident in the past life of the Venerable Mahamoggallana. All of you know that, right? And also another one. Another one is Jakupala Thera. Jakupala Thera. The story, to explain with stories, make us clear comprehension about the first point, not to associate with fools. Originally, Manusas, ability and opportunities higher than other beings. So we just need to power up our own potential. We just need to make the effort to gain our own liberation with our own efforts. Without making the effort, like my Kabir said that, I can't do anything, I can't eat anything, that's it. It's not interesting, right? Eating, sleeping, sensual enjoyment. It's not interesting. Venerable Mahamoggallana. Some incident we can get a good look at. Some incidents in the past life of the Venerable Moggallana. So the Moggallana Tabi, we can say that Moggallana Tabi, not really Moggallana, because different type of lives. So we can say Moggallana Tabi, the Venerable Moggallana Tabi. He committed an Anantariya Kama. Pali. Anantariya Kama, how many? How many? 5? Already know that? Panchanantariya Kama. Page, you can go look at page number 4. Page number 4. Number 1. You can see that? Page number 4. They must not have committed the 5 most heinous crimes, namely, killing one's own father, killing one's own mother, killing an arahant, causing the blood to be congealed in the body of the Buddha by wounding him, and causing schism in the Sangha. Those are the 5 most heinous crimes. Cannot gain wholesome quality, the good qualities about the mind. That's why Manuksa. We should know what is mankind quality. So, Venerable Moggallana to be committed in an Anandariya Kama, one of the 5 most heinous crimes, the murder of his own parents. You can see that what difference or how different between before and after his marriage. Before his marriage, he was a good one. He was a gentle person. He was a very dutiful son to his blind and aged parents. But after his marriage, totally changed. His wife, who has cruel and resentful of his parents, pressure him to get rid of them. He reluctantly agreed and took his parents in a cart into the forest, pretending to be taking them elsewhere. Once, deep in the forest, he deliberately beat them to death, making them believe they were being attacked by robbers. There is some incident in the past life of the Venerable Moggallana Thabi. It's about committing one of the 5 most heinous crimes. We can get a good look at. We can check it out. What happened? Firstly, he got himself stuck on his wife's desire. And the second point, he is out of touch. He cannot control. Out of control. He committed. In Pali, Bala and Duchana. Firstly, he got stuck. He got himself stuck on his wife's desire. That is why he got stuck, because a lack of knowledge. He cannot distinguish between wholesome and unwholesome. That is in Bali, Bala, a lack of knowledge. nowadays we can compare to. It is belonging to IQ, EQ. This point belonging to both sides, IQ, EQ, plus and minus. So Moggallana to be, what is minus, what is plus, IQ or EQ. But for his marriage, he was a good one. He was a gentle person. And very dutiful son to his parents. So which one, IQ or EQ? Huh? IQ or EQ? But for his marriage, he was a gentle person, good one, and very dutiful son to his parents. EQ or IQ? EQ. Thank you so much. So, 1, 2. Number 2. After his marriage, he got himself stuck on his wife's desire. Because of his wife. Huh? After his wife, who was cruel and resentful of his parents, and pressured him to get rid of them. Here, the story is related both his wife and he. But the most important point is he, because he committed. Why he committed? Because of EQ or IQ. EQ or IQ. Bala. Because of Bala. Originally, he's good one. He's good one. Hmm? A lack of knowledge. Bala means a lack of knowledge. Here, meaning several meanings, but a lack of knowledge. So, you have to know that the Pali word Bala and Dojana Bala, EQ, Dojana. Dojana means do and jana. Do, adjective, evil, bad, but man, evil one. IQ, Bala, a lack of intelligence. So the Pali word, you have to know that the Pali word Bala means foolish, and Dojana means wicked, cunning. So killing one's own mother, Anandariya, one of the 5 most heinous crimes. His own parents, he killed his own parents. Dojana, EQ. And before he is good, he was good, EQ plus. But he reluctant, greed with his wife desire. But he taken the way to do for his wife's desire. So a lack of knowledge, he cannot know, he cannot distinguish. The things to be avoided or the things to be practiced. He cannot distinguish. What is to be avoided, what is to be practiced. He cannot distinguish. So a foolish, one who lack of intelligence, though he may be honest, while a cunning person is one who has dishonesty or evil will, evil mind in his heart thoughts. He may be intelligent. So this point is belonging to both sides, IQ and EQ. Because the discussion is, I want you to know that not only chanting, brainstorming deeply, this is the meaning, Mangala Sutta. This is nowadays, this is IQ and EQ. Especially, I noticed that in Western, in the army, America and Canada. Or Canada today, Canada don't come, huh? Huh? Absent. Today absent, Canada. Army, they make a good try on both sides. But for American, only IQ. And also, they usually do meditation inside army, American and Canada, and other European, Europe. EQ and IQ should be plus. No minus, no need to minus. In anyone, there is one that is minus, the big problem. Big problem. EQ or IQ, big problem. Here, Moggallana, originally, is good one. Moggallana Tabi, in his past life, about this incident. Without having practical applications. It's a mindfulness of breathing, practice of meditation. It's not easy to open up new possibilities, the richness, because of just theoretical way. The mind is just getting matter. Yeah, miserable. Kusala and akusala. In detail, you can surprise. Because of the time, in detail, I usually go into mostly in detail. Study about something. In Pali, Patthana, Abhidham, Patthana, Paticcasamuppada, and Patthana. Technically, scientifically, and canonically. Here, Asevanaja Balana, only the first point. Now you're finished. Because to make it clear more and more. Maybe some paragraph I will make it for you. We have a time to discuss. I would like to know that nowadays, knowledge age, that's why I show you here IQ and EQ. The nature of mankind. Very interesting. I noticed that just both of us, all of us, just a little bit, we have language barrier, but the topic is high. Mangala Sutta. Multiple points of view, any kinds of case, we can use this Mangala Sutta. The Moggallana, before and after his marriage, totally changed. Think about it. In our present day life, really important to be fulfilled for both of IQ and EQ. By means of using in a proper way. By means of using, taking the way to Mangala Sutta, giving man the Buddha. That's right. Essentially, the human qualities emphasizes the potential inherent human life for spiritual growth, wisdom, ethical conduct, kusala and ankusala. So, kusala equation, manosa, mankind equation, wholesome equation, but it's not easy to gain without EQ and IQ. It should be fulfilled. It should be fulfilled for both of it. Moggallana is the famous one. As a result, he gained his result. As a result, he gained as what he did in his final life. EQ and IQ. You can come across that little by little, not familiar with it, right? That way, right? EQ and IQ. Now you're familiar with it. Many kinds of category. EQ and IQ. The cause of doing unwholesome is, I already told you, what? Ayoniso manasikara. A lack of knowledge. The absent point of wholesome wisdom, knowledge. Many stories in the Pittakas, in the Asewanacha Balana. In the practical applications. Some of you may know that. Ajancha group, England, Amaravati, right? The name of temple. What Amaravati? They have a group, already Upasika group, discuss Tipitaka, like in detail. Here, I show you Chakubala. Tira, already know. He's the famous one. He also Arahant. But what happened in his past life? He was a prominent blind Arahant, enlightened monk. But in his past life, Chakubala Tabi. Actually, much better Chakubala Tabi, because different type of life. Chakubala name is just his final life as a Arahant. Chakubala was a physician. He once treated a woman for an eye ailment, and she promised to be his servant if she was cured. After recovering, the woman rich. The woman broke on her promise. Out of revenge, the physician gave her a final medicine that deliberately caused her to go blind. He's a physician. What's better? Which one? Better, IQ or EQ? Originally, he's a physician. IQ, high. Originally, he has IQ, high, physician. But what he did is, finally, what he did is, what is down? EQ or IQ? EQ. So physician quality is totally down. IQ neither. That's why not to associate with fools. I told you. Who fools? You come across that? Who fools? Universal message. Mental states. Not men, not women. We need to check out ourselves. Not to be foolish. Especially, this point makes us to make our effort. Not only knowledge or theoretically, but also practical way. We need to get into the fullness of insight. What's happening in the mind and body? It's not easy to be free from the foolish by ourselves, not outside. So, number one, IQ and EQ. You can see plus. Jakubala, to be. IQ high, but EQ. That happens becomes as a result in his final life. In his final life, as even in arahant. Before he arahant, he has good eyes, but within practice, he got blind. Because of what he did in his past life. A lack of his EQ. Here, I like to read about EQ and IQ a little bit. But a lot of interesting story about this point, not to associate with fools. EQ and IQ in the Pittakas. I usually say that you remember technically, systematically, canonically, scientifically. In the Pitaka, Pali language is because of Pali language is that language. It's not easy to understand. We need to take time. But anyway, whenever we learn about something in Tripitakas, we need to go into deeper and deeper. Deeper and deeper. Not only chanting, not only reading. In America, simultaneously, 1 hour or 2 hours simultaneously, like brainstorming. Yeah, like discussion. Not only listen, but also vice versa, mutual respecting, open-mindedly, to gain the richness. Here, IQ, intelligence quotient, and EQ, emotional quotients, are two different measures of intelligence that focus on distinct sets of abilities. IQ measures cognitive abilities. Cognitive abilities, knowledge. IQ. Bala is a lack of knowledge. Bala. Asevanacha balanan. That's not nature or humanity. People should learn about any subject as much as possible. That is our responsibilities, humans' responsibilities. IQ measures cognitive abilities. EQ measures emotional, social skills. You see, EQ measures emotional and social skills. The Buddha said that in Buddhist way, nothing to blame anything, nothing to condemn anything. Just need to permeate loving kindness, caring by sharing. Sharing and caring. So yeah, and we can say in Pali word, Maganga and Brahmavihara. Maganga practice, Brahmavihara, Metta Karuna Mudita, divine abode. In a practical applications, the extension emphasis on the human effort, on our own capacity to liberate ourselves. IQ intelligence quotient. IQ is a score derived from standardized tasks designed to assess an individual's cognitive abilities and intellectual potential. Knowledge. Measure logical reasoning, analytical thinking, problem solving, memory, and the ability to learn, the apply information, focus, intellectual and academic capabilities. I need to show you about the processor mental states. Here you got it, Bala Dojana. Asevanacha Balana, not to associate with who is actually mental states, unwholesome states, or lack of knowledge, bala. Dojana means wicked, selfish. So the process of mental states, according to the Buddha. Because you are learning about Abhidhamma subject, right? You're together. Together. See, what the heck? C plus 3. O, B. This is what we are. C plus 3. You understand? Ajahn, can anybody? You understand? C Vijnana Khanda plus 3. 3. C consciousness. C consciousness. Vijnana. 3 mental states. Perception, sanya. Feelings, vedana. Vedana, sanya, sankhara. Namakanda C, Pasatai. Namakanda C, the 4 mental states. Consciousness, feelings, perception, mental formations. Because akusala chitta, it's not easy to understand the process of akusala chitta and kusala chitta, wholesome and wholesome. That's why this is a formula I make it in university student. How to say? Panchakhanda. How do you say? O object, aramana, arom. B, base. B, base. Vatu, arom. Vatu, arom. C plus 3, Namakanda C. Together always. That's why it's not easy to understand about the Buddha's teaching. Panchakhanda, we say, what we weigh? A set of 5 karakas. A set of 5 karakas. This is what we are. Any question? Any question? Yeah. You understand Panchakhanda? Already know Panchakhanda. Vijnana Khanda, Sanya Khanda, Vedana Khanda, Sanya Khanda, Sankhara Khanda. How many? 4. C1, 3, 4. This is Namakhanda, mental state. The 4 aggregates of feelings, perceptions, mental formations, and consciousness. In Pali, Vijnana Khanda, Vedana Khanda, Sanya Khanda, Sankhara Khanda. In Pali. That's why Buddha's teachings is very important, but high level. It doesn't matter. Just give you a general knowledge. That's why not to associate with foods or whose foods. That's this point. No man, no women. not men, not women. Just akusala. Panchakhanda. Yeah. Kap, Toka. And also step by step. Here, Asewanaja Balanam, I show you, not men, not women, the process of unwholesome states. That's why, as a synopsis of the Buddha's teachings, Venerable already told me not to do any evil. That is a synopsis. Synopsis, very simple, but very difficult to understand. C+3. So, not to associate with fools. The message is given by the Buddha in the Mangala Sutta. We bestow the noblest blessings to the world. Kamaruba, Aruba, all of the world. The world is in great and urgent need of these noblest blessings that can lead to prosperity, peace and happiness of all people in the world. These are treasures, spiritual treasures that may be enjoyed by all people in all places at all times. Spiritual treasures, unlike physical treasures. These treasures are inexhaustible, and can be used in many ways by the people to obtain prosperity, peace and happiness, and finally to attain to a nibbana. Nibbana is one's own liberation. In this present life, in the present moment, because of using wholesome state, avoid of unwholesome state. Yeah. No, child is because he has a little bit experience about knowledge. That's why Pala, in Pali language, we will say we can translate a young boy, some of the young kids, children, kids. Not mature, not yet mature. And also, Bala, because to realize a wholesome state is not easy. We have to, actually, the Buddha systematically give advice. But the most important point is to be oneself, ourselves. Each of us has to make a good try. Going to study thoroughly. Study.
Two stories you are giving us, two stories earlier on. I can see the more important thing is to avoid instead of building up.
Yeah, that's a good point. But how to avoid the techniques? How to avoid? Yeah, that's a good point. Because naturally, already give us the Buddhas the things to be avoided and the things to be practiced. How to avoid of it? Yeah, that's a good point. That's why I already show you What can help us to avoid of unwholesome state? What can help us? Help us. How can help? What can help? Yeah, the way.
The way we have to follow, like the first thing we should be have like the right view, step by step, right? Brother?
Yeah, right view. How to gain right view?
So we have to listen to Dharma, we have to learn Dharma.
Yeah, that is ownership of karma. Karma sakada samadhi. Yeah, karma sakada samadhi. In English, ownership of karma. Samadhi different level. Karma sakada samadhi level. Chana samadhi level. In the duration of absorption, mental absorption. At that time, jhana samadhi. Right view in jhana. Jhana ecstasy. Jhana ecstasy. Jhana piti. The whole body. Jhana piti. Happen in the whole body or taking a place. Naturally happens. The whole body. Bottom to top, top to bottom. That is jhana samadhi. Vipassana samadhi, the distinguishing between nama and rupa and paticca samuppada. So not to associate with pusara, akusala. How to avoid of akusala? So firstly, studying, and second point, practice. Kamasagata samadhi and practical applications. Or according to Satipatthana, clinical applications of mindfulness. In Satipatthana Sanyut, Adana Rakando Pranakadis, protecting oneself, one protects oneself. That is to say, practice of mindfulness of breathing, meditation, or serenity or insight meditation. Two kinds of meditation. We can say two great principles. Another way, Pranakando Adana Rakadi, protecting others, one protects oneself. That is the Brahma Vihara. The virtues of patience, loving kindness and compassion. So when you do meditation, you can realize that protecting oneself, one protects others. And keeping silence and slowing down protects not only ourselves, but everyone around us. This is the technical social awareness of making good friendship. The technical social awareness of making good friendships. Here, just before now, I show you IQ and EQ. EQ, social awareness. Social awareness. Just the process of consciousness happening together with the object, any object. Without meditation, without mindfulness of breathing, or without meditation, mindfulness meditation, the endless cycle of desire for a war, you already told me. Object, here, object. the kinds of object. The endless cycle of desire, sight, sound, smell, taste, tactile sensations, and ideas, keeps the mind in turbulence and confusion. So not to associate with the foolish is a kind of mental state, a kind of unwholesome state within us. So the way to deal with this is only one way. That's why the Buddha said that ikayano mago. There's only point. There's only way. Think about it. In our environment, it's not easy. Different personal points of view, different personal preference. Personal preference. Yeah, Manosa. Think about it. Why they committed Moggallana to be or Chakubala to be, Thera to be? Why they committed wrongdoing? Think about it. Because without practicing mindfulness, so long as we have no practice, mindfulness, meditation, it makes us to be foolish. Think about it. I'm making a good try getting this point, the answer. Because we know, everybody know that whenever we have some unwholesome states, akusala citta, it makes us tired, so tired, and confused. Not clear comprehension. That's why it's easy to reborn in the four woeful states. No man, no women. This unwholesome state, akusala. That's why the Buddha said that your Dhammambasati saw Mambasati, saw Buddhambasati. When you see the Dhamma, you see the Buddha. What does it mean? The Dhamma in Pasadena, I forgot. Phudahin, Tam, Punahin, Paputaja. So Tam, here Dhamma. What kind of Dhamma? What kind of Dhamma? No. What kind of Dhamma? Can I have me? Anybody have me? Your Dhammambasati, so Mambasati. Ajahn, what does it mean? Dhamma. Oh no. And Paticca Samuppada. Scrutinizing of materiality and mentality. The analytical knowledge of mind and matter. And cause and effect. Paticcasamuppada. That has nothing to do with the man or women, another almighty power. So that's why here, when you see Paticcasamuppada, you see the Buddha, not the type of the Buddha. Another one, Sutta Vina Sako Buddha in Pali. Sutta Vina Sako Buddha. That is to say, the Buddha is one who rejects the notion that there is beings. Or creatures. Yeah, that is to say, Paramata Satya, just natural process of energy, physical and spiritual energy. No man, no women. At that time, the mind is steadfast, stable. You just see only ultimate reality. The process of materiality and mentality, that's it. In a physical law, atom, molecule, whatever you see, living things or non-living things, just see. That is inside meditation. That's why your Dhamma Pasati Somambada, when you see the Dhamma, you see the Buddha. Not the type of the Buddha. Just natural process of a psychophysical organism. Just see the natural process of a psychophysical organism. At that time, you no need to, you cannot be reborn and downstate. You cannot be. Because you have right view, vipassana right view, inside right view. That's why it's not easy, but we can gain that state. To gain that state, we can gain that state with our own effort. But for knowing the analytical knowledge of mind power, mind and matter, it's not easy. The mental defilements. Always oppressed by mental defilements. Sutta. Vina Sako. Buddha. Here, your Dhamma Pasati, Somam Pasati. We cannot translate Satta Vinasaka grammatically. Satta is beings. Vinasaka is destroying. So it's not the right meaning. That's why it's not easy to translate in Pali. So that is to say, original meaning. The Buddha is one who rejects the notion that there is being or creatures. Because no beings, no creatures. Just natural process of materiality and mentality. Physical energy and spiritual energy. That's it. That's why that is Vipassana Samadhi, right view inside meditation. Right view, right understanding. about oneself and others. It has everything to do with questioning our view of the world and our place in it. So the Buddha's teaching is very profound, but in reality, it's playing about what we are, describing about what we are. And that I say we already got it by ourselves. At that time, we already know Asivanacha Balana. This point, first point. Any question? Asivanacha Balana. At that time, we really undertake the way to not to associate with fools. According to this Mangala Sutta given by the Buddha. Before gaining that stage of vipassana level, inside meditation, or paticcasamuppada, before knowing the way to paticcasamuppada, the process of paticcasamuppada, it's not easy to avoid, not to associate with fools. Very profound, right? This sutta, this point. That's why the Buddha said that. The Buddha put as the first point of our Mangala Sutta. Did I make sense? So how was it important to know not to associate with fools? Not to associate with fools is life's highest blessing. Eda Mangala Mottama. How to understand Eda Mangala Mottama? Again, how to understand Ottaman, ultimate bliss, ultimate blessing, auspiciousness? How to understand? And how to understand is we get life's highest blessing, Eda Mangala Mottama, because of not to associate with fools. We don't associate with fools anywhere, anytime. Because that is a life's highest blessing. How do you feed that? To associate, to avoid of the foolish. How do you feed that? How do you feed that? Eda Mangala Mottama. Not to associate, Asivanaja Balana, Eda Mangala Mottama. Not to associate with fools is life's highest blessing. That water, how do you feed that? That is a kind of energy. A kind of energy. Another way to think about it, we can see it. We can say that when you have some vitamins, you no need to say praying for that, because it has already what you want. Vitamins, energy, just mental qualities. And your mind is no more backwards. No backwards, akusala, downside, or backside. Just keep going on upside, upper and upper. Ida Mangala Mottama. It's life's highest blessing. That's why how to feed that word, Ida Mangala Mottama. Also easy to chant also just without understanding meaning. Right? Without understanding meaning, Eta Mangala Mudama, Eta Mangala Mudama. So how do you feel that? Actually energy. Wholesome energy. In Paudia Doya Sarah will say that what is to be fulfilled? What is to be completed? What is to be perfect? Paul Sarah says that. Doing something well in a proper way. That is what is to be perfect, what is to be completed, what is to be fulfilled. Did I make sense? That's the power to your zero. The abbot. That's why Sila Samadhi Banza, Vinaya, the training in moralities, is a foundation of a Buddhist training, of a good conduct. Think about it. Just to understand, clearly understand it. It's important.
If we build up punya from dana, sila, bhavana, our happiness will be secured.
Actually, energy, think about it. Mental energy, wholesome qualities about the mind. But we just need to appreciate that clearly by ourselves. That is Eda Mangala Modaman, life science blazon. Not only chanting, not only saying, Eda Mangala Modaman, Eda Mangala Modaman. Not to say shit with you. Any question? Eda Mangala Modaman. Not to associate with who is Eda Mangala Modaman. Life science blazon, according to Mangala. This Mangala Sutta given by the Buddha. So how do you feed that into Mangala Mottama? How do you feed that?
So that is we should be understanding who are the foolish person, who are the wise person, right?
Clearly. And you, at that time, your knowledge makes yourself comfortable. A greater awareness, a greater clarity, satisfaction, greater satisfaction, and the gorgeous quality. Bali, Sopana Jitasiga. Sopana Jitasiga. No asopana. Clearly, like according to medical science, like a metabolism change, hormone change. Bad hormone, bad qualities about hormone, to good qualities about hormone. The whole body. That's why the powder shadow, they are always urged to practice to gain jhana and parichasamuppada. Luminosity point. Refreshing always refreshing. The body, refreshing. Because of knowledge clear comprehension about the Dhamma, natural process of physical and spiritual phenomena. So Ita Mangala Muddhamma, long time ago, what is Ita Mangala Muddhamma? Long time ago I'm thinking about. But without practice, it's not easy to understand. Because we cannot how to feel, right? We cannot know how to feel about knowing the Ita Mangala Muddhamma. We cannot feel. If we have clear comprehension, when you have clear comprehension about Ita Mangala Muddhamma with the practical applications, the energy is taking place. There is a great transformation taking place in our own body, the whole body, especially mentally clearly, without getting marrow, confused, or turbulent. Just staying stable. Not to associate with whose first point, very important. The Buddha put the first point. I will make it for you maybe next day, some paragraph. Because deeply, really beneficial. You can think about by yourself with the multiple points of view as much as you can, as much as possible. You can spread it out. You can spread out how to make it beneficial. About knowing this Mangala Sutta, about studying this Mangala Sutta, given by the Buddha, in accordance with the Buddha. And also you can see that why is it called not to associate is with food is life size blossom. You can see it by yourself clearly. Ita Mangala Muddhamma, very profound meaning. And also you can see that what I'm telling you, not only men or women, it's not about being men or women. It has nothing to do with men or women. It's about qualities. At that time, you see it taking energy, the whole body, clearly and stable, more and more. You got it? Yeah, we can move on the next line. Asevanacha Balanan Pandita Nancha Sevana. Pandita Nancha Sevana. To associate with the wise. To associate with the wise is just different, the opposite point of the foolish. Automatically just shifting attention in a practical way very clearly, just shifting attention. It is no time at all. It is no time at all. Just mental processing to associate with the wise. When you reflect on the qualities of the gratitude of or the Buddha, the Dharma, or the Sangha, or some acharya, some teachers, some guru. You don't want to sleep. You don't want to sleep. Because to associate with the wise, how to do? Just mentally respond, mental process of happening. Reflection. To associate with the wise. Just paying respect is just reflecting on their qualities. And the body is so fresh. You can see that by yourself. Yeah, a kind of this repetitive observation of qualities about something or some people, someone. Here, the wise man, the wise, Pandita. Because think about it, universal gorgeous qualities, interrelated connectedness of things. Just processing. Like a pure water and not pure water, unclear water. Just different. But they are flowing. They are fluxing. Naturally happens. And your mind is clear. Your body is fresher and fresher. Without disturbing, without distraction, anything. Remember yesterday, this is the good qualities, because of the good qualities about the mind. Tevada, wherever you go, they take care of you. Because of gorgeous qualities about the mind. But you should do practical way, right? Mass master reading, chanting, pretty much beneficial. Mass master, Buddhanussati, Anapanasati, Metta Bhavana. Not to associate with the other side, opposite side, to associate with fools. To associate with fools is, according to practice, just shifting attention to the good qualities about the mind. It is no time at all. How nice. That's why a very practical way is the most important point. Learn by practicing simultaneously, right? Learn by practicing. Kanta duda, upasana duda. Paul Sarah will say, even a kid, we have to give guidelines for the kids because of the time process. Time is precious, and also people are precious. Life is precious. It's really important. Just shifting attention, the good qualities about the mind. Not to associate with fools and to associate with the wise. We don't understand without practicing the practical applications. Because mindfulness is fundamentally a simple concept, but its power lies in its practice and its applications. To associate with the white is, what is the cause? Proximate causes. Proximate causes. The opposite side is ayonisomanasicara. The other side, yonisomanasicara. Think about it. Yonisomanasicara, wise attention means a kind of wisdom, knowledge. Knowledge power is taking place. Naturally happens. That is how to associate with the wise. Wherever you are, you have already Kalyana Maita, best friends to help you without disturbing anything. Whenever we learn about the Buddha's teachings, that is very important. What does it imply? What we are saying, what we are talking about. What does it imply? The analytical standpoint, analytical point, analytical state. In Pasathai, own time. What does it really mean? What does it really mean? What does it really imply? Actually, Pramata Satya, the ultimate realities, the process of the ultimate realities. That's why Edamangla Motama, Ottama, ultimate. In Pali, Ottaman. In English, ultimate. Final information. Final information. Our responsibility is just to appreciate it as it really is. As a ultimate reality, ultimate blessing. Because you have already what you want. A kind of energy. Phenomena. Natural process of phenomena. Especially the Buddha already explained Anguttara Nikaya, in the Anguttara Nikaya. Chidana Karaniya Sutta, Dasaka Nipada, Dutiya Sutta. So we can make it clearly as an example. That's why I give you example. When you have some vitamins, you no need to say praying for that. Because you have already some vitamins you want. Without appreciating what you have already, kilesa, tana craving, comes so fast. So the bhavana is just appreciating what you have, as it really is. That is called bhavana meditation. That's why in Power Doya techniques, it's very important to accumulate wholesome unification of consciousness, samadhi, serenity, power. Start fast. Not to associate with food is highest life's blessing. And that according with the Buddha's teaching, Mangala Sutta. And also to associate with the wise. So when you have real formal practical applications, you can come across that what I mean. You will come across it because you will get the energy taking place in your body from bottom to top, top to bottom, the whole body. Wherever you go, any kinds of patra. And also you can appreciate that, oh, this point, not to associate with the fools, to associate with the wise. Just shift intention. I really appreciate that. This Mangala Sutta. The time is most times that. Any question? Any question? Vulnerable question? Yeah. Just what? Remember what I'm. What, yeah. Remember what I'm to you. It takes no at all time. It takes no time at all. Just shift intention, okay? Just shift intention to the good qualities about the mind, not to associate with the fools, to associate with the wise. Accumulate it, and permeate it. Because the very summarized explanation is not enough. Because this just only stanza, only verse, only stanza, not enough to understand. Without widely explanation, it's not easy to understand. Yeah. Oh, many times, not only to associate with the wise, not to associate with fools together. Think about it. Just shift intention. Actually. Because of samadhi power, no? Why?
According to Bala, Bala means police, police women.
Wise women.
No, police.
Foolish Bala.
Yes.
Ka.
Because
That's good point. Not only that's good point. Not only Mokkallana, two spouses, both of them, right? Both of them. Because actually, according to Dhamma techniques, Ayoniso Manasikara. Taking wrong view. He hated his parents. Think about it. The lady, the wives, his wife. Ayoniso Manasikara, according to Dhamma techniques. That's a good point. Bala. Yeah, Bala. Bala and Dojana. His wives are Bala and Dojana, both sides. Bala and Dojana, not only Bala. Dojana. Wicked, cunning. That's a good point. That's a good question. Any question?
I have one question. Like listener, one number one. Suppose if an adopted son, he kills his parents, right? I mean, if an adopted son kills his parents, with adopted son, if an adopted son kills his parents,
Karma.
Karma, achintaniya karma.
Yeah, yeah.
If an adopted child kills his parents,
Mm-hmm.
in that case, will he
So, for example,
Panchanandriya.
pancha achintaniya karma,
one couple, they don't have children, they adopted.
adopted
Adopted one child, for example, adopt very child, kill them. So we ask the question whether child can get 5 weekly karma, because they are not parents. So we ask this one.
It depends on higher qualities, higher gratitude. Panchanandriya Karma is a deep sight, deep sight, deep sight power, deep sight of power. Panchanandriya Karma. Because it depends on higher qualities of parents. Mata pitu kuno, we cannot countable. It cannot be countable.
but adopted son not blood.
All right, time's up. Okay, next day, okay. Sutta Study EP3